look older than his 17 years. His friends Jake and Carlos had convinced him to come anyway, promising they'd make sure he had a good time. Marcus was the kind of kid who made friends easily. His teachers described him as quietly confident, the type of student who helped struggling classmates with math homework and never made them feel stupid for needing help. He carried himself with the slight awkwardness of someone who'd grown 4 inches in the past year, but his genuine smile and tendency to listen more than he talked made him popular with both his peers and adults. David Thompson had done his best to raise Marcus alone after his wife Sarah died in a head-on collision with a drunk driver on Interstate 95. For 3 years, father and son had navigated grief together, eating too much takeout and learning to do laundry the hard way. David worked long hours as an electrical contractor, often leaving Marcus to fend for himself after school, but the bond between them was strong. Marcus inherited his father's work ethic and his mother's compassionate nature, creating a young man who seemed destined for good things. When David met Rebecca Walsh at a church singles event in 2019, Marcus was 15 and initially suspicious of any woman who might try to replace his mother. But Rebecca was patient, kind, and never pushed too hard for Marcus's acceptance. She was 34, 8 years younger than David, with auburn hair and green eyes that seemed to light up when she laughed. She'd moved to Millfield from Atlanta after a messy divorce, claiming she wanted a fresh start in a smaller town where people still knew their neighbors. Rebecca integrated herself into their lives gradually. She started by bringing dinner over on weekends when David was working late, claiming she'd made too much for just herself. She attended Marcus's track meets, cheering louder than some of the actual parents. When David and Rebecca married in a small ceremony at First Baptist Church in the summer of 2020, Marcus walked her down the aisle, symbolically giving his blessing to the union. The gesture made the local newspaper's social section, with the headline, "Blended Family Finds New Beginnings." For nearly 2 years, everything seemed perfect. Rebecca maintained the house with an attention to detail that impressed the neighborhood wives. She planted flower gardens that bloomed in carefully orchestrated succession throughout the growing season. She hosted barbecues that brought together David's work friends and their families. She even helped Marcus with his college applications, researching scholarship opportunities and proofreading his essays. But there were moments, small at first, when something felt off. Marcus's friend Jake later told investigators about times when Rebecca would touch Marcus's shoulder for just a moment too long, or how she'd find excuses to be in his room when he was doing homework. There were the